to be lonely, I share to be free. Can you sing it with me now? Oh, I sing to be lonely, I share to be free. Now we sing. In the shadows of the night, I find my way with sound, every note a guiding light. In this world I'm unbound. When the silence starts to creep, I let the music take its hold. In the melodies I leap, a story yet untold. To be lonely, I share to be free. Through the night, through the day, both radio's my key. In the songs that I play, I find my own way. From the dark to the light, in the music I stay. Every beat a breath of air, every lyric in the rhythm lost despair. In the harmony, my peace. The daylight starts to break, I let the streaming set me free. In each echo there's a wake of who I'm meant to be. I sing to be lonely, I share to be free. Through the night, through the day, both radio's my key. In the songs that I play, I find my own way. From the dark to the light, in the music I stay. In the silence of the dawn, every chorus feels like home. As the morning carries on, I no longer feel lost. I sing to be lonely, I share to be free. Through the night, through the day, both radio's my key. In the songs that I play, I find my own way. From the dark to the light, in the music I stay. I sing to be lonely, I share to be free. Through the night, the day, both radio's my key. In the songs that I play, I find my own way. From the dark to the light, in the music I stay. Light of both radio. From the dark to the light, in the music I stay.
Four walls closing in, our heart grown cold. World of silence, stage a story untold. Lost in shadows where sunlight don't reach, aching for a touch, a voice to preach. Then Bowl's radio played a sweet refrain, lifted me from sorrow, washed away the pain. Voices in harmony, a symphony of sound. In that moment of music, true solace was found. From distant speakers, a connection made. Strangers became friends, laughter unchained. We danced to the rhythm, hearts beating as one. Loneliness faded, a new day begun. Bold radio played a sweet refrain, lifted it from sorrow, washed away the pain. Voices in harmony, a symphony of sound. In that moment of music, true solace was found. The world outside may still be spinning fast, but in this haven, peace will always last. So let the music play and voices soar. Together we'll find what we're searching for. Bold radio played a sweet refrain, lifted it from sorrow, washed away the pain. voices in harmony, a symphony of sound. In that moment of music, true solace was found. From lonely echoes to joyful sound, on Bowls Radio's waves we all are bound. So turn up the volume, let the music fill the air, for in the shared harmony we find our comfort there. Bowls Radio plays a sweet refrain, lifted us from sorrow, washed away the pain. Voices in harmony, a symphony of sound. In that moment of music, true solace was found. Bowls Radio played a sweet refrain, lifted us from sorrow, washed away the pain. Voices in harmony, a symphony of sound. In that moment of music, true solace was found.
From the moon to the stars and the wild seas beyond, you found the Bowls Radio Nebula.
Bowls Radio. When the world feels heavy and you're out of time, there's a spot that's waiting where the stars align. Turn the dial to magic, let the worries go. It's a secret haven where the good vibes flow, and it's calling you, so don't delay. Find your rhythm, let the music play. Bowls Radio, where the songs are low. Feel the heartbeat, let your spirit glow. Bowls Radio, where the music's slow. Find your peace, it's the place to know. Oh, Bowls Radio. Bubbles, turn it up, let the feeling show. Bowls Radio, turn it up, let the feeling show. Bowls Radio. In the rush of moments, when you need a break, find the sound oasis, it's your getaway. Melodies like honey, melting all the stress. In this place of wonder, where you feel your best. Bowls Radio, where the songs are low. Feel the heartbeat, let your spirit glow. Bowls Radio, where the music's slow. Find your peace, it's the place to know. Bowls Radio, where the songs are low. Feel the heartbeat, let your spirit glow. Bowls Radio, where the music's slow. Find your peace, it's a place to know. Oh, Bowls Radio. Turn it up, let the feeling show. Bowls Radio, turn it up, let the feeling show. Bowls Radio. When the night gets dark and you're feeling small, Bowls Radio is the place to call. Every note a whisper, every beat a kiss. In the sound of solace, find your bliss. Oh, radio.
From sugar pop to pop rock to pop rocks, you're grooving right here on Bowls Radio. Hey, and we are live. I'm David Bowles, and this is Bowls.tv. Hey, it's Bowls.television. Where's my button? There's my button. Hey! Here we are, coming to you live and in concert from the east coast of these United States de Americana. So, that's some of our new music that we now like to play at the beginning and the end of our show. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, how we do it, why we do it, you know where to find me. And I love those, what I call little radio stingers, because this is also part of the Bowls.radio website. I guess I should show that to you because it's kind of fun. Let me see here. Bowls Radio. So I need to go, where do I need to go? I need to go back to the back, baby. We go back to this. And then we go, excuse me, here. You can tell we have a laid-back show today. We're going to do a lot of complaining, a lot of ranting, but sometimes we like to have a little bit of fun. So this is all of our original music. Here's Amazon, yeah. #1 song in America. With a Bullet. Cathead Sing-Along. Trapped Inside the Internet. Human Meme Walking Bass. Brighter Blues. Okay, very interesting songs here, right? Okay, that's on Amazon Music. Then we scroll down. This is our anime logo, Bowls Radio, huh? Cute, right? And here we go. This is our top tunes on Spotify. Blues at Bay, American Valley. Now, as you can see, Spotify doesn't give you the album cover, whereas, therefore, and how to... Amazon Music does. Makes a big difference, right? If you're trying to decide what you want to listen to. So these are our top songs on Spotify. And you can follow and listen and sing along if you like. And then this is the genius of it all. If you want to call it genius. Where we are programming the Bowls.radio website to have certain playlists or channels. So we have a dance channel that has original music, and as you can see, every once in a while you get these little stingers in there. Tune into Bowls Radio. So it's like you can program your own live stream show, radio show, just by the sheer cooperation of SoundCloud and your music program and your website. And it's really amazing how you can kind of all put it together and have it all sort of point back at each other. And we have country music, EDM. So you can just come here and you can just play a song. Bowls Radio Rodeo. New song, right? Has over 1,000 plays, which I find very interesting, which I think is a better song than Country in the Country. But Country in the Country has a better title, right? Is it country music in the country of the United States, or is it the country of the United States in the country? Well, I'm going to let you decide. And then there are little stingers here. So, excuse me, that's what we've been doing on this sort of programming thing. And this all folds into what we're going to be talking about later today, which I guess we'll be getting to momentarily. So we talk a lot about AI here, AI music, AI themes. What are we doing? Who are we? Where are we coming from, right? Okay, so there's a big thing going on now with Scarlett Johansson that we'll discuss in a moment, but I want to set this up in a little bit of a different way. I would like to have a conversation right now about media manipulation. And it's everywhere, and it's a problem, and it's disconcerting, and it's disgusting. And it's everywhere. And we especially see this in the trial of Donald Trump in New York City, Guilty, not guilty, really none of it matters, because if he's guilty, nothing really is going to happen to him. And if he's not guilty, everything is going to happen to us. But the disturbing part of the whole trial is how the media, I would say 95% of the media, mainstream media, television, I'm not talking about Fox News, I'm really talking about what we think are sort of neutral playgrounds. MSNBC, NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, they're all in it together. They're all owned by Republican conservatives. They pretend to try to cover the liberal side, right? But they're really all, in their core, very conservative. And all the mainstream major media cares about is getting people to watch their shows to get the advertising money. And it's a bit of a disappointment. And if you're looking for eyes and people watching your show and people looking for information, and you own a broadcast television station or a cable news station, you want Donald Trump on your television set as much as possible, because people will hate watch him and the fans want to see more of him. So really, if you are looking to get advertising dollars, and advertising dollars are directly related to how many people you can bring in to your show, you're going to talk about Donald Trump 24 hours a day, because he's good for business. So if you have to put your finger on the scale of voting, if you have to put your finger on the neck of America, you would want Donald Trump to be the next president. So you can theoretically and legitimately cover him every single day. And no one can accuse you of bumping up the ratings, going low, going high. You just got it made because your guy, the one who makes you money, is now the president. So we have to remember that as we go in to this crazy cycle season of the next election. And we need to temper our expectation that the mainstream media is not on the side of the mainstream, middle-of-the-road person. They want Donald Trump to be next president. Now, maybe the people will be able to see through that and rise up and fight back. But you see it going on in the trial, where they are so heavily in favor of Trump that any little ray of hope that maybe he won't be convicted is celebrated. Like last week, Anderson Cooper and several others were, oh my goodness, Michael Cohen has indicted himself. He was really not calling about Stormy Daniels. He was calling about being harassed by some young kid. So in the moment, they were so excited, so wildly enthusiastic. It was only later that the legal professionals calmed everything down, brought everyone back to reality, and said, this is not really anything very interesting that happened. What happened is what's to be expected, and this was already revealed previously in the trial. And I remember watching that day, and they were coming back from the lunch break, and Donald Trump, as they always do, walked by the cameras, gave his black power sign as he goes into the courtroom. And Anderson Cooper's on CNN going, oh my goodness, did you see Donald Trump? He gave us a fists up. He must be very happy about the Michael Cohen testimony. That was... When if you've been watching and paying attention, and you think Anderson Cooper would be paying attention, you think the mainstream media would be paying attention, every time Donald Trump is on camera, walking by the camera, and does not speak to the camera, he always does the Black Power sign. It used to be this. Now he does this as he walks in. So it's nothing new. It's nothing exciting. It's nothing up. It's nothing down. It's what Donald Trump does every day if you're paying attention. But if you're not paying attention, and Anderson Cooper's going, oh my, look at that. Oh, he gave us a fist in the air, a victorious fist in the air. Michael Cohen's finished. Then you think, oh my goodness, Michael Cohen. Oh, what happened? Oh, I missed it. Oh, Trump's a happy mood. Oh, Trump is winning. It's very offensive. And it was interesting later that night, really, that the series shows, once they had a time to kind of cool everybody down, that this big gotcha about Michael Cohen really wasn't anything like that at all. That you wonder, what's wrong with the people who were there watching in real time and who are supposed to be leading us into an examination and a contemplation, a conversation about what's really happening. They're not there to tell you the truth or to walk you through it. They're there to affect you and to advise you and to get you to vote for Donald Trump because their futures demand it. So if you know that, then you think, okay, well, I can scratch off CNN. I can scratch off 90% of MSNBC because they're in the can for the guy who will make them the most advertising dollars. And once you understand that, that's the way of the world. And when you're old, you know that. But young people are very easily persuaded. And this all brings us now into our next conversation that's directly related about Scarlett Johansson. Now, why are you talking about Scarlett Johansson? Well, why is Scarlett Johansson talking about Scarlett Johansson? Nobody's talking about Sam Altman. Nobody's talking about OpenAI. No. The controversy, oh my gosh, is Scarlett Johansson. So here's what's been happening. And it's just so stupid. But if you're paying attention, if you listen, if you learn, if you do a little bit of research, you see the whole thing's a big media ploy. Sort of on both sides, but mainly, I think, Scarlett Johansson, because she's the one who started this whole thing. And she's the one who started the whole thing about Black Widow. Remember during COVID that her movie went direct to streaming because no one was going into the theaters. And so she sued HBO, whatever it was, for putting on her movie because it cost her $20 million. And you think, oh, poor little rich girl, I mean, how lucky are you for the career you have and for the talent you possess? So Scarlett Johansson, several years ago, made a movie, right, called Her, with Joaquin Phoenix as the guy, right? And she's an AI assistant, before we even knew what AI was. And she was the voice of an AI assistant that this guy falls in love with. Okay, interesting. Joaquin Phoenix is very good in the movie. And now that OpenAI has, I guess you call it a chatbot. It's not really available, but it's been publicized, right? That's the important part. You can't play with it yet yourself. But it's coming. It was supposed to be in a few days. Then it was a few weeks. And I think yesterday OpenAI said it's coming in a few months, which people are joking means 2025. Probably. So OpenAI has this new chat bot that they demonstrated last week where, you can have a conversation with it. Hey, how are you today? Oh, I'm fine. And you can do that right now. You can have a conversation. But this is supposed to be like more chummy, warmer, like your girlfriend or your wife or your boyfriend or your research assistant, right? Interesting. And the voice that they used, OpenAI, that they used in their demonstration, some people think sounded like Scarlett Johansson. Now, the interesting part is that OpenAI, Sam Altman, I guess went to Scarlett Johansson several months ago whatever, and said, hey, we would like you to be the chat voice of one of our voices for this new OpenAI chat thing. And I guess they couldn't make a deal, because I'm sure if you paid her enough money, she'd do it. But she said no. And I guess OpenAI said, are you sure? Because this is pretty cool. And I think it's a big career mistake not to do it. But maybe that's the end game. That she will relent. She will get paid. OpenAI will be successful. She will have money. That's, I believe, is the end game. But right now they're playing hard to get. And they're playing it out right in the media. Which side are you on? Big business or Scarlett Johansson and her $20 million for Black Widow? And Scarlett said, no, I don't want my voice. Okay. And then the story goes, right, because it's all a big story, that OpenAI went back to Scarlett Johansson a few days before the debut of their new chat thing and said, are you sure you won't do it? Oh, come on now. And I guess she said, I don't want to do it. So then the story goes that OpenAI went out and got a sound-alike to Scarlett Johansson. Now, some people say it's a sound-alike of the movie, Her, that AI voice, that really doesn't sound like Scarlett Johansson. Even though I guess it is her, but it doesn't really sound like her. To not necessarily imitate Scarlett Johansson, but to reproduce that kind of friendly, warm, funny, fake girlfriend voice. And Scarlett Johansson now says, oh, you can't do that. I said no to using my voice. You went around me and used a sound-alike of my voice. That is therefore illegal. I don't want it. So you take it down. And OpenAI, I guess yesterday, paused the use of the Scarlett Johansson imitation voice that Scarlett Johansson says is an imitation of her, and that OpenAI says, well, it's not really. And here's the whole rub of the whole thing. If you go, and there are YouTube videos on this, if you go and listen to a scene with the Scarlett Johansson voice in Her, and then directly compare it to the female voice, Scarlett Johansson imitation voice, that OpenAI is using, you can hear that the OpenAI voice doesn't really sound like Scarlett Johansson. It may have been inspired by Scarlett Johansson. Sam Altman may have posted the clue word her, which could be about the movie, because that's the name of the movie. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a direct copy of Scarlett Johansson's voice. And you're listening to it and you think, well, I mean, I guess you could say it sounds like Scarlett Johansson, but it doesn't really. And some of the online comments from people who were actually listening and not getting caught up in the media manipulation between OpenAI, who loves this free publicity, everyone can't wait to try their chatbot, and Scarlett Johansson, who's sitting back and laughing herself silly with the bank that's probably to come, because this is all feels as if it's just all planned out and manipulative. And people are commenting, well, you know, the OpenAI voice that Scarlett Johansson thinks is hers doesn't really sound like her. Somebody said it sounds more like Rashida Jones from The Office, right? And I can hear that. The voice really does sound more like Rashida Jones than Scarlett Johansson. But I guess Rashida Jones can't say anything because OpenAI didn't come to her and ask to use her voice because of a movie she was previously in about an AI voice. Other people say the chat GPT voice sounds just like a generic secretary voice, more than Scarlett Johansson. And I listen to that, and I agree. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So this media manipulation that is going on from Trump to Scarlett Johansson to MSNBC to Anderson Cooper to CBS News to OpenAI to Sam Altman. It's all a big morass of PR. Everybody wants to get paid. Everybody wants to make money. Everyone wants to be heard. Oh, I have a comment here. I hope it's something nice. Film The Apprentice. Okay. Now that's a whole nother thing. The Apprentice. This is a new movie that's coming out that just appeared at Cannes, right? And this is a story about Donald Trump as a young man. It's not a documentary. It's an original movie. And Dan Snyder, who is the wacky former owner of the Washington Redskins / Commanders, put money into it to help produce the movie. And now he's trying to squash the movie from being released in the United States. And I don't believe it has a United States distributor yet, because I'm sure they're all terrified of the hellfire that be weighed down upon them. And I guess the Trump people have come out and said, no, don't. You can't release that movie in America. It's gonna influence the election. Oh, you don't want people to know what a terrible person Donald Trump has been all of his life. And I guess the movie is the story of Donald Trump up until the point of being on The Apprentice. And I think that they show the alleged rape of his wife and all these terrible things about a man that some people claim to love and adore. So, how are we going to be able to see this? Well, there's a thing called the Streisand effect, right? Barbra Streisand, many years ago, complained about having her cliff house photographed and shown on the internet. Now, I guarantee you at that time, nobody was really caring about Barbra Streisand's house except for maybe a few people who were obsessed with her. But by coming out and publicly creating her own outcry, Barbra Streisand got all the people in the world, in America, really curious about, oh, Barbra Streisand's house is online? Well, let's go look for it. So instead of having 100 people looking at her house that she didn't want filmed, you now have hundreds of millions of people looking at Barbra Streisand's house. And they never would have been interested in it at all. They never would have known about it unless and until Barbra Streisand used her star power to create interest in something that she didn't want anyone to be interested in. And that is considered by many today as a big mistake, a PR mistake, a human mistake. And it even has its own nickname, which is called now the Streisand effect. Don't look over there at my beautiful house because I don't want you to see it. Where is it again over there? So now we have the Streisand effect going on almost immediately for this Apprentice movie about Donald Trump. Now, nobody knew about this movie until about 2 days ago. And now the whole world knows about it because of two things. It allegedly got an 8-minute standing ovation at Cannes, all right, after the movie is over. Now, that's nothing new for Cannes. There's the new Francis Ford Coppola movie. What is it, Megatropolis, about the fall of Rome in modern-day New York City. That got a 14-minute standing ovation. Okay, that's what they do there. They're all insiders kissing each other's butts. But in America, where nobody knows about that, nobody pays attention, you hear 8-minute standing ovation. What? For a Donald Trump movie? What? The Apprentice? Huh? And then you find out, oh, it's not a documentary, it's not a celebration of the man, it's a revelation of the ugly side of the man. And then you have the Streisand effect. Oh, I'd like to see that. Oh, you can't see it in America, it's blocked. We have international distributors, but nobody in America. You can't watch it if you're in America. So what's going to happen? It's either going to be streamed in America, streamed in the UK, and somebody's going to watch it and copy it and distribute it, and it's going to be bigger and hotter than ever. Especially this morning where we have Dan Snyder coming out saying, oh no, I didn't know my money was being used to fund an anti-Trump movie. So I'm going to do everything in my power to stop people from watching the movie that I paid for. The Streisand effect is very strong in this one. So we've talked about AI generation, AI voices, AI. I'm going to show you just a little bit about what I've been doing and how some of this AI stuff works, because I get questions from people like, what are you talking about? What is this AI of which you speak, young man? Okay, so now I got to try to fix this so it fits in our screen a little bit better. Got to go over here. So as you know, if you're a loyal or frequent viewer of this podcast, I have an AI voice that is my AI voice, and you can use it today yourself on 11 Labs. So this goes right to the Scarlett Johansson thing. So you can go and use my voice. Now, I get paid pennies for people that use my voice, and it's not just my voice. There are hundreds of voices you can use. If you don't want to use your own, you can make your own voice into an AI voice and make yourself say and perhaps do things you don't want them to do. Well, one of the things you can do is not let people use your voice for something terrible. It's not really defined what that means. I take it to mean like cursing, like saying bad words. But I don't know what the moderation is, and 11 Labs doesn't tell you. So you turn on that moderation. And then one day last week, I was looking and trying to start a new project, a new AI voice project, using my own voice, and I was blocked from using my own voice. And I said, what is that? Why am I blocked? It's my voice. Because I had set moderation. And that means I couldn't even use it. It wasn't even saying anything nasty. It's just, I guess, if you're going to have a project, you can only use voices that are not locked with moderation. Now, if you're using 11 Labs, seriously, you're using it for projects. So I realized that the reason I was not getting paid any money for a long period of time is because I guess my voice was locked, and 11 Labs never told us that our voices were locked if you had moderation turned on. So you have to go into your settings, and it's not easy to find. Turn off the moderation so you can use your own voice. And so other people can use your voice, I guess, to cuss at things if they want to. So you can get paid. So here's an example. This is a radio stinger that I recently created. And this is not a project. A project is very intense and very heavy. This is just speech synthesis. So like you have 5,000 characters. Most of my AI articles are like 30,000 characters. So this is 5,000, but you don't want to use that many because it's too long. So this is a little PR thing that I wrote. If you're popping, we're dropping all the right beats right here on Bowles Radio. And then you click on Generate Speech, and you're going to hear, if everything works out right, what this sounds like using my voice. And sometimes it's good, sometimes not so good. So we're going to find out. And it has to generate, takes a little while. If you're popping, we're dropping all the right beats right here on Bowles Radio. Not terrible. You can click here and download it. I sort of like that one. And then if you do generate speech again, it will. And it should, theoretically and technically, do it a little bit differently. So sometimes you have to keep generating to get the right sound. Sometimes it's too bright. Sometimes it's too... If you're popping, we're dropping all the right beats right here on Bowles Radio. Okay, that was interesting too. A little bit different. So let's try to come up with something a little more strange. This is Bowles Radio, where the light finds itself in the dark. Okay? Not great, but I'm under pressure. It's a live show. So we'll generate speech, and we'll see if we like how it sounds. This is Bowles Radio, where the light finds itself in the dark. Not bad. I'll download that one too. Now, it's a little short, so let's make it a little longer. This is Bulls Radio. You're listening to Bulls Radio. That's better, right? This is our bumper, our stinger. You are listening to Bulls Radio. Now, see how easy is this to do? You do Scarlett Johansson's voice, you put it into a speech thing like 11 Labs or whatever, and then it creates your voice, and you can use it to say whatever you want to use. And that's what OpenAI did. You're listening to Bulls Radio, where the light finds itself in the dark, and you find your darkness in the light. Okay, corny, weird, but we're having fun together, right? To Bulls Radio, where the light finds itself in the dark, and you find your darkness in the light. I don't really think I like that one very much. So sometimes you just regenerate, and it'll do it in a different voice, or you can add things. I'm going to try just regenerate, see what happens. You're listening to Bulls Radio, where the light finds itself in the dark, and you find your darkness in the light. Now, that was heavy. Better. Now, I've heard that 11 Labs is coming soon, where like you can highlight this part and say, and then you can click a button and say, make that funny, or you can like highlight this and say, make this serious. But right now, to get the tone, the intention you want, sometimes you have to put in a comma. Sometimes 3 dots is better. So we'll just try that and see if we get a different read. But see, this is how AI is today. With music, with speech, you try it one way, you don't like it, you got to do it again and again and again. And you're getting charged every time you do it again, because that's the way it goes. We're not dealing with humans, we're dealing with machines. Machines can do the work. You're listening to Bulls Radio, where the light finds itself in the dark, and you find your darkness in the light. Oh, it's so, what's the word? Serious. Integral. We'll try it one more time and see if we can just get a little, I would like just a little more smile, because, you know, people are listening, quote, to the radio, the Bulls Radio, and then this pops up like a little ad in between, right? And you want that to be too dark. You're listening to Bulls Radio, where the light finds itself in the dark, and you find your darkness in the light. Good. I'll save that one as well. And I'm just going to try one more time, just to put a little... see, sometimes when you talk, you use dramatic pauses. Sometimes the AI takes the dramatic pause, sometimes it ignores the dramatic pause. So you got to play around with it a little bit. You're listening to Bulls Radio, where the light finds itself in the dark, and you find your darkness in the light. I like it. I'll save it to listen to later, but I would like it a little bit brighter. Now, you can make it brighter by like adding exclamation mark, but that's usually turns into shouting. You're listening to Bulls Radio, where the light finds itself in the dark, and you find your darkness in the light. Okay, it's acceptable. Sometimes, you know, you make it all caps, and sometimes it will shout it, sometimes it won't. You can try like, oh, no, and then no is, you know, NN with 10 O's. Sometimes it works. Usually it doesn't. But I think I've used it enough that I kind of know how to get what I want to get. So that is sort of what this whole AI voice thing is going on, especially with Scarlett Johansson. They created a voice that she thinks sounds like her, and there is an evidence trail of them wanting it to be her, and then she said no, so they found a voice that's similar to hers, and now she's not happy. She wants to get paid. I believe the end game is OpenAI will make a big deal out of this, because they've gotten tens of millions of dollars of free publicity out of it. They don't care if it's negative or not. And they'll pay her. She'll use her own voice. OpenAI will have a big announcement probably around the time, you know, Google is making some announcement of their own, saying, we now have the proper chat voice for OpenAI we've promised you for months and months, and her name is Scarlett. I would say bank on it. It's the natural conclusion, the finishing of the circle. Now, this is very interesting to me. ChatGPT brings down online education stocks. Chegg loses 95%. Students don't need it anymore. Now, this is wild. Now, I use Chegg, believe it or not, not for homework, as we'll see. I use it tangentially because Busuu, B-U-S-U-U, the program I'm using to learn Italian, is bought, owned, and operated by Chegg. So I do have a direct sort of interest in this because right now I'm in the middle of using Busuu. But I can tell you that if I want to practice my Italian, either in typed Italian, spoken Italian, reading Italian, getting lessons, getting quizzes, all I have to do is go to ChatGPT and say, hey, give me an Italian lesson. Give me level 1, give me level 2. Speak it in Italian for me. I'm going to type it to you, and if I speak it to you, can you tell? It's not there yet, but it's very close. It's as close as Busuu is, because Busuu is one way. It's just you click on something, you listen to it, you type in your response. That's the learning process. It's over for Chegg. The company listed on the New York Stock Exchange, market cap of $471 million, made millions by solving school homework. Chegg worked by connecting what they would call experts, usually cheap outsourced teachers who were being paid by parents of the kids, including college students, to write fancy essays or solve homework with math problems. I'll put the link in our Discord chat after the show, so if you want to read this a little more closely, it will be available to you. Chegg advertises their service as Get Homework Help without a trace of embarrassment. As Chegg puts it, you can take a picture of your homework question and get an expert explanation in a matter of hours. Controversial is one way to describe it. Another more fitting phrase would be mass-produced, organized cheating. Right? Now, the point that this article makes is, who needs Chegg when you have OpenAI? I need help with my math problem. I need help writing an essay. Well, are you going to pay Chegg to do that for you now? Or are you just going to ask ChatGPT to do it for you, and it will do it for you and to you for free? And there are some people who say, look, this is inherently unfair in the education system, where kids who have parents who have money to spend on Chegg tutoring or cheating can just use a credit card, get help with their homework, get an A. Whereas kids who are not as well off and parents who maybe don't have a credit card cannot get that same level of help because they can't afford to pay for homework tutoring. So the great equalizer in this scenario is the child who now, the poor child, who can go online at a library at school, go to ChatGPT, type in a question, and get the same kind of help and response that the rich kids were getting from Chegg. It's a great equalizer. AI. And I think it's wonderful. Chegg offers a few other services such as textbook renting and marketplace, tutoring sessions, plagiarism checker, and more, but these can also be replaced by artificial intelligence, large language models such as ChatGPT, which is super effective. True. It helps with my Italian. Learning tool and better in every regard. Human toil can't win the productivity war with automation. So, from Goldman Sachs, rising competition from Gen Z using AI. This is the chart for Chegg. And it's almost dead. In January, Goldman Sachs analysts downgraded Chegg to sell from neutral, lowering the price target to $8 from $10. The price has already declined to $4.60 as the author is typing this report in May. The evidence is brutal, as much as a 12% loss every day in Chegg stock. The decline is so steep that it would be better represented on a logarithmic scale. If you had invested $10,000 in Chegg in early 20 and 21, your stocks would now be worth fewer than $500. And Chegg isn't the only company to tank due to the rise of generative AI, ChatGPT, and others. In the same recommendation, Goldman Sachs downgraded Coursera and Duolingo, among other educational tech, facing the same problem. Coursera sells online courses in a wide range of subjects and offers certificates of questionable value. ChatGPT provides much more than that because you can tailor your AI learning experience precisely to your needs, and it's free. So AI is a great danger to people, and it's also a great motivator, and it's a great equalizer. And as evidence of that, AI against Mother Nature is probably going to win. I will put the results of this new article also in our Discord chat. Robots and AI are being used to help women get pregnant. Is this the future of in vitro fertilization? Normally, IVF is a manual affair. A doctor performs a small surgery, places the patient's eggs in a test tube, and passes the tube through a little window to a lab where scientists combine them with sperm. However, at a small clinic in Guadalajara, Mexico, the process is radically different. Once that test tube makes it through the window, it's handed over to robots backed by a vast AI infrastructure. There, a startup called Conceivable Life Sciences is automating the IVF lab from start to finish, that scientists kick back and supervise. At the push of a button or two, robots immobilize sperm with lasers, suck them into needles, insert them into eggs they've plucked from bloody fluid, and after incubation, give the resulting embryos free rides on a microscopic tennis racket into vials of liquid nitrogen, freezing them faster than you can blink. So this is the future of medicine. I've always said, look, as AI gets smarter and we have medical interventions, do you want one doctor who maybe doesn't know everything in the world, but has some training in what's ailing you, and especially if you have like a serious condition that isn't easily defined, remedied, do you want that one person, or let's say a team of 3 or 4 doctors, thinking about it and finding a rational and safe form of therapy for you? Or would you rather ask your medical LLM, ChatGPT, whatever, for your help? And you give it your recent blood tests, your CT scans, your radiology report, your family history, all your symptoms, and let the AI, with its thousands of years of memory and have it analyze what's wrong with you and give you back the outcome. And that is already happening. Things that have stumped doctors for years are being solved by AI medical doctors within seconds. Now, some people are very threatened by that. If I were a doctor, I'd be thrilled. I say, look, I'll be the most genius doctor in the whole wide world. I have the best collaborator ever. Every medical textbook ever written, every research ever performed, every piece of surgery ever done on a human being across the history of time is now available to me in my keyboard. Or I can just chat and ask Scarlett Johansson, hey, Scarlett, what's wrong with this patient? And Scarlett Johansson will answer back. And we'll have a process and a form and a therapy of what to do. And me, as the doctor, I will manage it and take care of it and execute everything. And if something goes wrong or something isn't quite right, I'm here to fix it. Now, I know a lot of doctors aren't going to like that. Doctors, if you haven't worked with them before, outside of the patient-doctor relationship, doctors tend to be very impossible. What does that mean? Well, doctors tend to not like to hear from other people that what they're thinking is perhaps not right. If it comes to script writing, advertising, something that's outside of their realm of expertise, many doctors don't accept that. They believe because they are a doctor, they were trained, they went to a good school, that they know better than you do. And in the cases of medicine, that's helpful because that's why you're going to them. But in the cases outside the hospital, the doctor's office, not really a helpful kind of attitude. Now, of course, some doctors are very open. They're interested in learning new things and chatting with people and helping you find the resolution or the answer to an issue that you're working on. But many of them don't want to hear it. Many of them say, go away, kid, don't bother me. So this revolution in medicine via artificial intelligence is wonderful. I mean, imagine you're a person who doesn't have any money. There's something wrong with you. You can describe all the symptoms. You can't afford to go to a doctor, but you sort of need to know what's going on. How can I get help? Can I do a self-treatment myself? You can go to ChatGPT or another LLM, type in your problems, get a result back. And it'll probably come with a lot of, oh, now I'm not a doctor, or you have to tell the AI bot, look, just give it to me straight. I can handle it. And then you can say, well, what kind of therapies are available? I can't afford to go to a doctor, so what can I do for myself? Is there anything I can do? And sometimes you get a response that's very helpful. Look into this, check into that. Or sometimes you get back a response, there's nothing really you can do. You need to go find like a free clinic. And oh, by the way, in your area, here are the free clinics. Here is a doctor we've assigned to you. And we're very delighted to have you part of our team. So this is where we're heading with all of this AI stuff. And a lot of it's very helpful, super serious. And then we get to the supercilious stuff, like this OpenAI Scarlett Johansson thing, which I think is really just a big PR stunt for both of them. And meanwhile, all of us are sitting here. I mean, when you go to the websites, the celebrity websites, they're not talking about ChatGPT. That's not the headline. The headline is Scarlett Johansson. And her voice has been stolen, even though the voice sounds like Rashida Jones. When you realize what's going on, it becomes very fun and delicious to watch. Well, that's our show today. Thank you so much for being here. I've enjoyed spending our time together. We'll find some more fun, original music that we can play ourselves out of. Go to our Discord server. It's bowls.co/Discord. We have wonderful discussions there. We put all the links that are interesting and not interesting that we've discussed today, so you can check them out in depth and in detail. And now we're going to bring up our music, and we're going to stretch this back into its proper self. And we have a new song called Glitter Unicorn that we'll play for you now. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Be well. I will see you again soon. This has been Bowles TV. Hey, it's Bowles.television. Live for you right here on Bowles.tv.
In a world where stars collide, rides a friend, your cosmic guide. Tune in now to Bowles Radio. Let the music set your soul aglow. Glitter unicorn, shining bright, dancing through the endless night, spreading friendship, love and cheer, magic moments everywhere. Flow in the mist, glow in the shine. This adventure's yours and mine. Feel the beat, it's so divine. Together we'll transcend time. Dance in the glow, feel the bliss. The glitter unicorn, a ride you can't miss. Sparkling love, spreading joy and fun underneath the cosmic sun.
If you're poppin', we're dropping all the right beats right here on Bowles Radio.
Well, the dust kicked up in the rodeo sun at the Bowles Rodeo, we're having some fun. with my trusty steed, a Palomino named Flash. We're gonna take home the gold in a whole lot of dash. Bulls Radio Rodeo, where the cowboys all meet to show off their skills and their horses so fleet. With the crowd cheering loud and the music so grand, we're riding and roping the best in the land. Barrel racing's my game, with a twist and a turn. Round those barrels we fly, hearts are burning with yearn. Then we'll show in the ring with the trot and the prance. Flash and we, a team, a true country dance. Bulls Radio Rodeo, where the cowboys all meet to show off their skills and their horses so fleet. With the crowd cheering loud and the music so grand, we're riding and roping the best in the land. The sun's going down, the stars start to gleam, but the party ain't over, it's still a cowboy's dream. With the bonfire blazing and the guitars a-humming, we'll dance all night long till the new day is coming. Bulls Radio Rodeo, where the cowboys all meet to show off their skills and their horses so fleet. With the crowd cheering loud and the music so grand, we're riding and roping the best in the land. Oh, whoa.
For those with dirt in their boots and music in their soul, this is Bulls Radio.